Time does not equal mastery. A black belt should represent more than showing up. At Modern Combat Martial Arts, or MCMA, we built a path from beginner to black belt based on conditions, not techniques. Most martial arts organize training around techniques. You learn a punch, a kick, a block. After years, you have a catalog of 50 or 100 techniques. The hope is you remember the right one in combat. This approach has three problems. First, techniques do not teach principles. You learn what to do but not why it works or why it might fail. Second, context is ignored. A defensive movement at long range is mechanically different from the same movement in close quarters. Distance and timing change everything. Third, you do not train processing. Combat happens too fast for conscious thought. If you have not trained your brain to function under pressure, technique breaks down. Progress becomes subjective. How many techniques are enough? Without clear answers, you rely on your instructor's judgment or your own intuition. We wanted something measurable. At MCMA, we organize training around conditions, not techniques. A condition is a specific combative scenario defined by measurable variables: who is involved, where they are positioned, what they are doing, how they move, and when their actions occur. A technique is a single answer. A condition is the entire question. When you train conditions, you do not learn one response. You learn how to navigate an infinite landscape of possibilities. You do not memorize. You understand. This approach presents a challenge. If combat is infinite, how do you train it systematically? How do you ensure exposure to everything you need without spending a lifetime on the mat? The answer lies in structure. We built a complete architectural framework for taking a student from their first day to black belt through the systematic training of 360 distinct conditions. At the beginning, your only job is to learn to see clearly and replicate accurately. Before you can do anything else in combat, you must observe what is happening and respond appropriately. This foundational stage strips combat to its essentials. You learn that tension and velocity are not just hard or soft. They are specific tools to observe and manage. This sounds simple. It is not. Learning to truly see requires dedicated, systematic practice. You must observe accurately while under pressure. You must replicate precisely while managing distance. By the end of this stage, you have built a complete observational foundation. You can see what is happening and respond appropriately, regardless of the specific skills involved. This foundation supports everything that follows. Once you establish observation, you learn to add a margin of safety. Your role remains as defender, but now you understand that matching is the minimum. True protection comes from operating with a margin. New ranges are introduced. Contact becomes possible. You begin to train against skills you have not yet learned to use yourself. This builds a complete understanding of how different combative roles interact. By the end of this stage, you do not just see, you control. You understand how to create safety and navigate increasingly complex scenarios without losing composure. You have moved from reacting to managing. This is a critical shift in your development. At the third stage, everything changes. You are no longer the defender. You become the attacker. This is not a simple role reversal. It is a fundamental shift in mindset. For 2 full belt levels, you learn to respond. Now you must learn to initiate. You must structure attacks that overwhelm the opponent's ability to respond. The most dangerous combative pairings are introduced at this stage. Grappling and throwing join the curriculum. These add entirely new dimensions to your understanding. You are no longer waiting for an opening. You are creating it. This stage demands a new level of aggression and precision. You must learn to control the timing and distance of the engagement. Train conditions, not techniques. Progress becomes measurable. Mastery becomes achievable. Start building your foundation today.